How's it going? How's everybody's day? Hey, Justin. Hey, Missy. Hi, Mandy. How are you guys doing today? Are you guys ready? Hi, Julie. You guys ready to talk about the 80s? 80s was such a fun time. Well, it was for me. I know that. I do have a special guest, hopefully still coming on. She is a friend of mine, and she works at the front desk at my doctor's office, and she hasn't been on the podcast before. And I think she's a little shy. So she might be coming in a little bit, and she's very silly. She's super into tattoos and everything like me and Patty and all that good shit. So I think you guys will like her. And when if she comes in, she can introduce herself. So how's everybody today? Everybody having a good day? I've been so busy the last couple days, and today and yesterday I had to take off work. Okay, well, if you are from the 70s and grew up through the 80s, it's going to be a going down memory lane. If you were too young to have gone through the 80s, then I'm sorry you missed. I'm sorry you missed it. It was a really good, funny time. You'll hear it. You'll be wishing you had it. I did too. The 80s were my time. The music, the hair, the clothes, the colors. We're going to talk about it. Yes. It was such a great time. It was such a good time. And do you know, still in my truck, I have Sirius FM, or the Sirius radio, and I listen to 80s on 8 all the time. In my truck, I'm always jamming to the 80s because I can't let it go. Right, MTV. Yes, that's on here. I have MTV down here, and people like today, and they're like, "What the fuck's MTV?" That's how we're going to pop it off with MTV. Well, they don't know 8 tracks and cassette tapes. The people these days don't have a clue what that was. And they're like, "Hey, Trauma." And MTV was the start. Hey, Tanya, y'all ready to talk about the 80s? MTV was like the start of the music because you can actually watch a music video. And oh my God, the videos were so terrible back then. They're so terrible. Yeah. Is MTV even still on? Is it still on? I don't watch it. But I thought MTV was just playing movies and TV shows and stuff like that, like reality. It's turned into reality TV. Yeah. Yes, I was gonna break out with that song here in a minute. Video killed the radio, because that's the song that they first played when MTV started, because the video killed the radio star, because then you could actually watch the videos instead of just listening to them on the radio. And that leads me into boom boxes. You know what I'm saying? Because boom boxes were real popular in the 80s, and people, they would just walk around and hold the boom box up here and just walk with it. And the bigger the boom box, the more awesomer you were. Y'all remember the boom boxes. Oh, and the hold on. What's it called? Hold on. What was it? Oh, I thought I wrote it down. The Walkman. You know, the Walkman with the little headphones, and you had to hold it, and you put the cassette in it, and then you play it, and to rewind it, you use the pen or the pencil eraser. Y'all remember the cassette tapes, right? In the Walkmans, and you'd run, but then if you shake it too much and it skips and oh, I got those. I got those too. Yes. Yes. And I got a Walkman and I thought it was the best thing ever. I freaking loved it. I loved it. Yeah, it did sound terrible, but we still liked it. We had to make ourselves look important. I remember boom boxes. I remember Walkmans and cassette tapes. Yep, yep, yep. Now we could go back. I remember when the cassette tapes first came out. It was in early 80's, I think, because I remember my sister had an 8-track. Now, the 8-track was 70's, correct? Yes. Yes. Yeah, I got the bands coming up. The bands, we're going to go through all those crazy bands and singers back then, all over the wall. But wasn't the 8-tracks from the 70's, like the late 70's? Because I do remember my sister still had an 8-track when we were trying to switch over to like a cassette tape. Yes. Florida. Oh, the 4-track. Was there a 4-track? I only knew of the 8-track. I didn't know there was a 4-track. Okay, yeah, those were the 70's. Your stepdad had 8 tracks. And yeah, and okay. Oh, Carrie just was talking about, those big pencil erasers that would go over the end of your pencil eraser, and you could all switch them out, and they could be like animals or bobbleheads or whatever the hell they had. But you remember those big erasers that would go over the end of your pencil eraser? Yes. Roger Whittaker 8-tracks. I don't even know who Roger Whittaker is. I see, that's the thing. I didn't get to play with the 8-tracks very much because like it was always in my sister's room. She was 7 years older than me. So she played them. I listened. But yeah, she mentioned the pencil erasers, swirl pens, blue on one side and red on the other. Yes. Yes. The swirl pens. And then they also had the pins that were those chunky bracelets. So it was a chunky bracelet, but you pop it open and it's a pin in it. And then you just close it and you just walk around with 4 or 5 of them on. And it was like your big bracelets. But you'd never be without a pin. We're getting there to the movies. She's saying, Back to the Future. Oh yeah, I've got the video games written down. Y'all are getting way ahead of me. Hey, Doreen. Oh, I don't have that written down. The candy necklaces. Yes, you would get the necklace and then you just pop it up in your mouth and eat it. Yeah, those were awesome. And they had the bracelets too. You could eat the bracelets and the necklaces. The dots. Is that just the different colored on the papers? Because those to me reminded me of later acid years. Hey, Maxine. Yes, yes, Missy. Hi. I remember the lead pencils that you took the plastic cap out and would put it on the top of the. Is that the ones where you can just turn it and it would push it out a little bit? You just turn it, and then when you were empty, you take the one out of the back and put a new one in. The bubble gum cigarettes, yes. The candy, yes. The Fun Dip candy powder, yes. Yes. I don't have any of those written down. Remember, okay, so I'm going to start my list. I'm going to start my list. Remember scratch and sniff stickers, the wax. I don't know what that is, Justin. The wax. Is that the one that's it's like a Coca-Cola bottle with the stuff in it, and then you try to eat it with the liquid, and then you just chew the wax? Oh, I have that one, Tanya. Yes. Yes, the gross cards. They had the Atom Bomb, the Nasty Nick, Blasted Billy, and Evil Eddie. I never had, hey Garza, I never had the Garbage Pail Kids cards, but I've seen them. Yes, I think, yeah, I thought that's what he was talking about with the wax. Okay, then you should have enjoyed the 80's as well. But you remember the scratch and sniff stickers when you would scratch and we have them put all over our folders and books and everything, and we would just stick them on everything to make and just sit there and sniff them. Sticker collections, yes, yes. And then, okay, here's one. Let's see if y'all remember this one. All right. Okay. So I grew up roller skating. I love roller skating, but these were the roller skates that you got outside, like for home. And they were like they're yellow with the orange straps, and they you push the little button and they separate in the middle, and you put them on the outside of your shoes. Remember those skates? And we'd be all over the neighborhoods busting our asses. Yellow Lucas chili powder. What is that? We're talking about 80's. We had sherbet with a candy stick and you would lick and dip. Okay, it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing. Yes. I forgot about the markers that would smell like fruit. And we're sitting there in class. Oh. Yeah, those were awful skates, but I remember I had a couple pairs. Big wheels. Yes, they did. They strapped to your shoes. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I had a couple pairs of those skates. Yes. I fell on the concrete. Pogo ball. I don't know if I know what a pogo ball is. I know what a pogo stick is. Oh, the sit and spins. Oh. Yeah, our noses would always have a color from us sniffing our markers. The shredded bubble gum that would come in a foil bag like chewing tobacco. Yes, I do remember the, I think it was called Big League, if I remember correctly. Big League chewing gum. I could be wrong, but I believe it was called Big League. There, yeah, okay, yes. I can't believe I actually remember that, but I loved it. It had a great taste to it. It lasted a really long time. Homemade bicycle ramps. Yes. All right. I said the plastic roller skates. Okay. Remember the pencil huggers in school? And we would always see who had the bigger pencil huggers, and it would be animals or teddy bears. I think I had a Garfield one, if I remember correctly. I had but anyway, it's just a little thing, and it would magnetize around your pen or your pencil at school. And you know, yeah. Okay. Nerds cereal. Oh, the zebra gum. I can't remember the name of that either. But it would be a different, each one would be a different flavor, but it was all striped on like a zebra. I already talked about the bracelet pins. Remember I already talked about the pins that were bracelets. You had a Garfield and a Smurf. It would have the zebra stripes on the actual piece of gum. But it would come with the, oh. I don't know. I remember gum with gushing juice, but they still have that, don't they? Tony the Tiger cornflakes. Let me get over here to the cereals. Oh, we did the garbage pail kids. Okay, hold on. Cereals. Okay. I remember Smurf Berry Crunch. Carol. Damn it, this thing. What is that, Carol? Teddy Ruxpin. Blueberry cereal. I do remember that. The Mikey, yes. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. That is, what the heck cereal was that? Was that just cornflakes or? I don't remember what cereal that is with the Life. I love Cinnamon Life still. I love Cinnamon Life cereal. But I remember the ET cereal, the ice cream cones cereal. Frosted Flakes is still C3POs shaped like the little Smurf Berry Crunch. That's the cereals I used to get. Thank you. Light Bright. Remember Light Bright? We sit in our room at night with the lights off, pushing the colored thingies in. Yes. Well, Frosted Flakes was with Tony the Tiger, but Tony the Tiger still exists, I think. The Stars Show with Ed McMahon. Yep. Captain Crunch. Oh, I do love Captain Crunch. I do love Captain Crunch. I will still, oh yeah, that's a good one. I will still eat me some, oh shit, I just had it in my head. The Fruity Pebbles. I love freaking Fruity Pebbles. Yeah, I loved my Light Bright. I would always ask for, please, can we get new Light Bright sheets with the new pictures and stuff like that? I loved my Light Bright. And they kind of have one nowadays, but it's a little different. It's like way more advanced. Remember Simon Says? You had to follow the lights. Wasn't that Simon Says? Simon. I think the name was Simon was the game. Happy Meals. You remember Burger King had a salad bar back then. You never tried American cereal? Well, you need to try some Fruity Pebbles. Easy Bake Oven. Remember the Easy Bake Oven? Oh my goodness. Easy Bake Oven. Oh, Merlin. Yes, that was it. Merlin was yes. Okay, double Dutch the jump rope. I didn't jump rope. I could do it myself, but I could not get in when other people were doing it. I was not very good at that. I couldn't jump rope. So I didn't Rainbow Bright. Yes. What about the slap bracelets? Y'all remember the slap bracelets? They're like this long and they're flat and you just slap them on and they wrap around your wrist. Who didn't have like 3 or 4 of those at the same time? And then people would wrap it around their hair and flap it around their hair. Fruity Pebbles. Yes, Nicole is the best. Plus drink them. Oh, yes. Yes, girl. You just tried turkey bacon? Oh my, I do. That's the kind of bacon I eat. I don't do pork. So Care Bears, yes. Oh, My Little Pony. I do remember the My Little Ponies. There's so many crazy things that we had that I don't even have it written down because I had forgotten about a lot of these. Red, yellow, green, and black. You use those in training. Which ones? The slap bracelets? The calculator watch. I don't think I ever had one of those. Ooh, I do like Apple Jacks. I do like Apple Jacks. It's tasty. Cocoa Puffs. How about Blockbuster Video? I don't think I had a speak and spell. Astro Pops. Isn't that just a popsicle? Here in Australia, we have key fags and chocolate cigarettes. Okay, I don't know what is that? Candy. I don't like that word. That's a bad word over here. Liquid Malox. They still have that? Pixie Sticks. Oh, yes. I still love push-up pops. The orange push-up pops to this day, I still love those. But yeah, I love slap braces. Do y'all remember yes, Pop Rocks. Pop Rocks are delicious. Oh, it's candy. Okay. I don't like to say that word because, people get butt hurt. Well, I guess if you are, they do. Never mind that. I shouldn't have. I'm gonna hush it. Moving on. Y'all remember Blockbuster Video? Back in the day, for those of you who did not go through the 80s, back in the day, they had a whole big store where you would have to go walk in and find the movie you wanted to watch and then take it off of the wall and go and pay for, I think it was like 3 nights you pay for it, and then you got to go return it. Yes. And then they ended up going over to the DVDs. They don't. Okay, Maxine, that's. Have a good night. Yes, that was back when that was everything was VHS, and then they switched over to DVDs, and they did Blockbuster always. They always had the best candy. I would always have to get at least one box of candy. So it's like movie candy. You notice the movies always have the best candy. And I don't even have a VCR anymore. And Patty's supposed to bring her VCR when she comes because when I was on Jerry Springer, I have those, but they're on VHS. So once we can get the VHS here, I was going to go live and show everybody the shows that I was on. Pick your candy and popcorn and all kinds of fun little candy. This fucking thing. It's irritating. Candy toys. Yeah. Yeah, they would be broke when they were leaving because they look at you like, really? Well, you still have a VHS? Because I would like to put these VHS over to DVD. And I had them sent off, but because they are copyrighted by the show, they wouldn't copy it onto a DVD for me. So they sent it back. What word? I don't want to. I think the gum with the liquid inside was Fresh Up. I don't even remember what it was called. Pac-Man. Yeah, we're still coming to the arcade. Let's go to the arcade since we just said that. So we had arcades where you could actually go, and the video games were in your big the big video games sitting there, and there was just hundreds of video games in there, and that you could just go in and my favorite video game was Centipede. I freaking loved Centipede. I love Centipede, but I played Donkey Kong, Duck Hunt. I said Dunk Hut. Duck Hunt. Atari. Yep. Pinball. Yes. I'm talking about the Springer and the Jenny Jones show that I was on. Yes. Okay. Remember Dig Dug? Frogger. Asteroids. Cubert. I used to love, me and my mom used to sit there and play Cubert, Dig Dug, Donkey Kong, Frogger. I'm not sure if I remember Pitfall, but Centipede was my favorite. And of course, the Pac-Man, and they had Mrs. Pac-Man and Pong. What's Pong? Pong. Is Pong the one where you move the thing and you have to get the ball to bounce back up, and you're moving the thing to try to keep the ball? Is that what Pong is? I don't know what Venture is. Okay, Atari. That was a actual brand. They had Atari, ColecoVision, Commodore 64. That's the ones I remember having. Was there a toy in the middle of the bars of soap? Where you would throw the ball in the hole with the white ring around the hole, and it was spit out tickets. I don't know. I didn't know they put toys in the middle of a bar of soap. I didn't know that. I don't know what the snake game is either on the mobile phone. What is the snake game? I have no freaking clue what those are. What about like you were just writing that? What the middle the toy? I didn't know they made to put the toys in the. I never got one of those. Skee ball. I do remember Galaga. I did like Galaga. I can't remember what skee ball was. It was on the first Nokia. Oh, I don't remember that. Payphones, that's right. I totally forgot about payphones. I hate it when this thing blacks out. I totally forgot about payphones. And I don't think you can even find one anywhere ever. I think they totally did away with all payphones. I don't think there's even where one used to sit. I mean, payphones would be alongside the road. It was fucking amazing. You put a quarter in to call somebody. To collect calls, yep. And then you knew they wouldn't answer, or when they answer and you don't want them to accept it. So you're like, I'm over here. There are the kid. Come pick me up. Bye-bye. You leave that in the message for them to get. Because if they don't accept it, you can leave them a message. And it was just that. I remember all that now. Rock candy, yes. Well, they still make rock candy though now, don't they? Are they still out there? I would love to see a payphone. Shit, what about just your home phones? Remember the phones that you would, okay, not a lot of people know that there would be a phone at your home for the entire family. And it's not a cell phone. You don't take it with you. But they had these long cords. And then you could get them like you could get the fun, they were called fun phones. And you could get, where are they? Where did I write? Oh, Mickey Mouse, animals, etc. Like, and you gotta the rotary, yes. The rotary phones, yes. Yes, and then you'd have to like call you could call the operator to cut in to somebody's phone call from another location. That's right, pagers. I don't think the pagers were overly popular though until the 90s. But you could do the 411, the 911, the hello, which was the 01134, and flip it upside down. Does she really? Do they still make pagers? Do they still make pagers? You say your stepmom still uses her pager? Oh, I know. You mess up one number. Yeah. The rotary phones were the worst when you were. Oh, yeah. They had phone books. Everybody who had a phone, you'd have to go through. The phone books were like this thick. You'd have to find your town and go through and find their names. And it gave their phone numbers and their addresses. Like there's no way they do that now. TVs with antennas and only 8 to 10 channels. Yeah. And the TVs, they didn't have remotes back then. And they were like dinosaur TVs, like huge. And you'd have to go up and turn the knob. Turn the knob and you only have, yeah. I remember that. Every Saturday morning, my sister and I would be in there watching the cartoons. Speaking of cartoons, Care Bears, Smurfs, Alvin the Chipmunk, Masters of the Universe, She-Ra, Princess Power. And of course, your regular cartoons, Roadrunner, Bugs Bunny. Did they have? Okay, so the party line phones, though, I think you would have to dial a number. Oh, yeah, we're coming to the TV shows. We haven't made it to the TV shows. Yes, Growing Pains is definitely one I have written down here. The party line phones, I think it's a phone number that all the people from their house phones call the same number. And they can get in and you can have like up to 8 people on the phone or something, right? That gum this thing. Yes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes. What about Jelly Shoes? You guys remember the Jelly Shoes? Oh, yeah, the black and white TVs, yeah. What's up, Bree? 900 numbers to hear your soap opera recaps. Were they $1 a minute? Did you guys have Jelly Shoes? Well, you could call the porny numbers. Remember? You call the porn numbers and it's like $3 a minute. I knew there was those. Oh, I loved my Jelly Shoes. I had them in pink and clear. I think I had blue ones, purple ones. I loved my Jelly Shoes. We're talking about the 80's, Bree. Yeah, I wore them to school. I wore them just to play out in the neighborhood. I wore them everywhere. I don't remember an actual porn phone, but I do remember the numbers you could call, and then you'd end up with like 100. Hey, and then you'd end up like $100 bill because you're like, I was only on the phone for 5 minutes. I know. I loved jellies. Big wheels. I had a big wheel. I only had one because once I broke it, then I didn't get another one. Do you know that they have big wheels for adults now? They have adult size big wheels. I would absolutely ride the hell out of that thing. I think we should have those for the next meetup. We'd go riding around the damn neighborhood on the big wheels. I think that would be a freaking trip. That would be so much fun. Heck yeah. No matter where we went, no matter where we go, we take the big wheels and then we ride them all over them. Did y'all have Cabbage Patch dolls? See, I was too. I was a roller skating girl. Yes, I did have a pair of roller skates. My cousin owned the skating rink in my little town. So I was able to go there all the time and I didn't have to work. My parents wouldn't worry about me because he would keep an eye out on me. So I was always allowed to go skating. So I skated since I was real little. Do they have? I don't know, but I've seen them. I've seen the videos of the adults riding them. So I'm going to look into seeing how much they are and what they're made out of. Yeah. I'm going to look. I think they're cool. Remember, okay. So now we're going to get into the big hair. Y'all, I know. Yeah, I had a Cabbage Patch girl. I only had one. Her name was Lori Ann Beverly. Skip flat-chested Barbie. But yes, I had a Cabbage Patch doll. I didn't have the Cabbage Patch cards, just the doll. Okay, so let's talk about the big hair and lots of hairspray. So my hair was pretty big back in the 80s. And, you got to sit there and tease the shit out of it. You blow dry it upwards and then tease, and then blow dry and then tease, and then psh, and my just up way high. And then the feathers, your hair feathers back. You still collect original 1980 Cabbage Patch doll? I had one named Louisa, and it was crazy. But yes, I used Aquanet. Yes, I did. And my hair would stay that way all day. I didn't have to worry about it once I got it sprayed. Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, I've seen some people with some big ass hair. Like, it made mine look little. I think we were all trying to have big hair. You got a perm? Did I get a perm? I was thinking I got a perm one time and it ended up being real kinky. It was a spackle for hair. Yes. I can't remember. I'm thinking I got a perm, but I don't remember. So I don't want to say that I did. But I do know that my hair was just big. I tried to wear it as big as possible, but still I still couldn't get it as big as some of my friends. Yes, I remember looking like a poodle. And I can't remember if that is from a perm that I got or not. Like I said, I don't remember if I got a perm or not. Maybe, Mom, would you remember? Are you watching? My mom watching? Do you remember if I ever got a perm? I never got the crimper. I know a bunch of people that had crimpers, but I never had a crimper. The poof bangs, yes, the big bangs and the big high hair. And I'm telling you, every time you wash your hair, and then I'm telling you, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you blow dry it straight up, and then and straight up, and then tease it until it would stick. The mullets. The guys had the mullets and the girls had the big hair. Some of the guys had big hair too, like the bands. I never slept in hair rollers. I don't think you had a perm, Teresa, but not you. Okay. I couldn't remember. Y'all, Teresa's my sister. Yeah, I couldn't remember if I got a perm or not, but I do remember at one time that I had the big hair and I wasn't sure. My 8th grade girlfriend had hella big hair and plenty of Aquanet. Yes, that's awesome. And yeah, and like the bands, we're going to get into the bands, and like Van Halen, White Snake, Motley Crue, Twisted Sister, Warrant, Poison, they all had huge hair on the guys. It was so freaking awesome back then. We liked it. The guys were supposed to have long hair. Did they have mohawks back then? I just remember the mullet being super, super popular back then. And the mullet's trying to come back, and I just don't like the mullet now. Was the mohawks popular back then? Y'all never had a mullet. I'm not talking about you being bald now. I'm saying back in the day, did you have a mullet? Because that was the end thing. You were supposed to. Was the mullets in it? I remember several of the guys having mullets that I grew up with. Oh my God. You know what? I think I have a couple. I just have to find them and I'll show them on here one night. Okay, so you never had a mullet. She used a half a can on her hair and she's yeah, back then if the girls smoked, you'd have to be careful not to catch your whole head on fire. Yeah, I thought the mullet carried over. The mullet was around for a long time. No, Mr. T had a mohawk. He was the one I think that started all that mess. Yes. That was from the 80's too, wasn't it? The Mr. T, that show. What's the name of that show? With Mr. T. What the heck was the name of that show? With the van. The hairstyle I most remember was the flock of seagulls. I'm not sure. Is that it? The A-Team. Yes, that's right. The A-Team. Okay, shit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, that needed to be put down on my list. Remember the clapper? I remember when that first came out and everybody had to have it. It was just one of those phases, one of those crazes back then. And everybody in every room, clap on, clap off. Oh, I loved the clap. And I think you can still get the clapper. Miami Vice was a good show, and Johnny Depp was on that. The A-Team. You don't remember the A-Team? And it had Mr. T, and he had the big, didn't Mr. T, was he a boxer or a wrestler? Hold on. You say the Ginsu knife, and where's the beef? And there was a thing where you could go on TV and turn on that channel and shop. Like jewelry, the knives, the where's the beef ladies were funny too. Yes. What was the name of that show that you could turn on and buy stuff off of the TV, like the jewelry and the clothes and yes, Don Johnson was on Miami Vice, but Johnny Depp was on there too. What was the name of that dang channel? You could get Ginsu knives on there. Yes, the QVC. You could go to QVC and it shows you sit there and watch and you write down the number. You write down okay, I like C43 and you write it down. And at the end, I was thinking, all right, that's my mistake then. I was thinking Johnny Depp was also on Miami Vice too. I thought he was on there too. So that's my bad. I forgot it was 21 Jump Street. My bad. My bad. What episode of what? Home Shopping Network. Yeah, it was QVC back then. I don't know if there's a QVC anymore, but I bought stuff off of there. Yes, Mr. T was in Rocky 3. Was he in The Outsiders too? You know, he is still around. He lost a bunch of weight. Like he's still, I don't know what we're talking about trauma for episode wise. I'm lost. I remember now. I totally forgot about 21 Jump Street, and I was thinking, because they were, yeah, with the jackets, and I was thinking Johnny Depp was on there. So yeah, I have that CRS disease, can't remember shit, or the craft. I have both. Can't remember a fucking thing. So y'all let me know though. So my bad. QVC still on the air, and what kind of stuff are they selling now? Like the same stuff, like the jewelry and the clothes and the knives. I've seen another guy on there with swords he sells that he makes himself. I don't watch TV enough to know if there's a QVC left or not, but I remember that. It was awesome. I loved it. Now let's talk about the clothes. We're going along with the big hair. Remember the big shoulder pads? Shoulder pads, anyone? The bigger the shoulder pad, the better. That's awesome. That's awesome that the QVC is still on there. Because I think QVC actually started in the 80s. I could be wrong. I never claim to know everything. But yes, so shoulder pads. Remember the parachute pants? The parachute pants came from that. The parachute pants started from Bobby Brown, Can't Touch This, I think, when he was at Can't Touch This with those parachute pants. And that like went into a craze that everybody had to have the parachute pants. And then the Jordache jeans, yes, the Jordache jeans, they had the acid wash. Oh, MC Hammer. See, shit. I can't remember who the fuck is who. MC. Oh, y'all both corrected me. I'm so sorry. I was thinking Bobby Brown. Okay, shit. MC Hammer. Yes. Okay. But I think he's the one that made the parachute pants popular. The jelly shoes we talked about, the acid wash, fingerless gloves. Remember Madonna? I know it was Madonna in Desperately Seeking Susan. This made it popular. God, I believe that was the name of the movie, Desperately Seeking Susan. God, what's that girl's name? Oh, she's such a cute little actress, and she has the little buck teeth, and she was looking for Madonna in that movie. Oh crap, I can't think of her name. She's adorable. But that movie started the craze with the fingerless lace gloves that you would wear normally just on one hand, the Michael Jackson. And then, everything you wore, whether big sleeves and spandex, everything had to be neon colors, neon green pants with a fluorescent pink shirt and a green shirt under that one. You do layers, and then everything had to have sequins on it. Y'all remember all this? Susanna Arquette. Tell me she's not adorable. I love that freaking movie. But I do believe that's the movie that the gloves became popular in. But yeah, I used to layer and wear all the different, and they had the cheap makeup boxes that you can get, like all this cheap makeup for like $5 in a whole big box. And it was all neon, and you have bright pink eyeshadow on with blue eyeliner. And like purple lipstick. I know y'all remember all this shit. I can't be the only one that dressed like this. And the big chunky earrings, and the chunky necklaces or your candy necklaces and all your chunky bracelets and all of that. I know y'all remember all that. Nobody? Y'all didn't dress up in the neon? And all the neons. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, and the big old scrunchies. The big scrunchies or the big huge bows. Or the headbands. You'd wear those big thick headbands all the time. You had a Michael Jackson Beat It jacket. The Dago clothes. I loved Cyndi Lauper. Oh my God. She was one of my favorites from the 80s. I freaking love Cyndi Lauper. Yes, the neon windbreaker suits. I never had one. But hold on. The members only jacket. Did y'all have a members only jacket? I had a light pink members only jacket. Leg warmers. Yes, I wore leg warmers with everything. I don't care where I went to school. I loved the leg warmers with the spandex pants, and then I had my fucking jelly shoes on. My big hair with the big bows and I was a mess. I was your typical 80s looking biatch. The butterfly. Hold on. Oh, that butterfly hair clip. I'm trying to remember the butterfly hair clip. I remember the banana clips. Remember the banana ones where they were long and then you just put them up and then it made it like in the shape of a banana. Saddle shoes. Yes. Black fringe leather jacket made famous by John Bon Jovi. He was my very first concert I ever saw. I saw John Bon Jovi in Fort Lauderdale. That was my very first concert. And yes, he always had the black fringe leather jacket. I'm not sure I know what a butterfly clip is. I know what a banana clip is. Yes, the blue eyeshadow, it kind of falls into that big makeup box I was talking about. You can wear blue, purple, or pink one day, or pink with yellow. And it's like, we did not know how to do makeup back then. It was terrible. It was terrible. But believe it or not, I still to this day like acid wash jeans. I'd still wear them. I would still wear acid wash jeans today. The Young Guns soundtrack. Raquel Welch, yes. I don't remember if any guys had a Suzanne Summers poster. I know my walls were covered with Ralph Macchio. Hi, Gerald. Prince. Leif Garrett. Oh, crap. He played on, okay, hold on a minute. It's not, fuck. I think he played on Growing Pains. Something Cameron. Kirk Cameron. That's it. Kirk Cameron. Had a big crush on Kirk Cameron. And believe it or not, I loved Happy Days. Y'all already know this. Kirk Cameron. Yes, I loved Kirk Cameron. I had his posters. And the other person I had the posters on my wall, believe it or not, was Chachi, whom I dated later in life. So I ended up going out on dates with one of the posters that was on my wall. So that was fun. That was fun. It sucked, but it was fun. I did like Ricky Schroeder. I didn't have posters of him on my wall though. What show was it Ricky Schroeder played in? Scott Baio. Yes, I was having a brain fart. Ricky, what the heck was the show that Ricky Schroeder? I see his face plain as day, the little blonde-haired kid. Silver Spoons, yes. Okay. Yes, I've got shows. Golden Girls, Different Strokes, Facts of Life. I loved Facts of Life. Night Court, Cheers, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley. Remember Laverne and Shirley? Shamil, Michael, Lost and Forever Incorporated. Growing Pains and The Wonder Years. I used to love The Wonder Years. Patrick Swayze, Dirty Dancing, yes. Mm-hmm. I loved Facts of Life. Dallas and Falcon Crest. Yes, those were like, weren't those like the evening soap operas? Like I remember the soap operas. There's a couple of them, like Another World and I don't remember a lot of them because I quit watching them. But I think the Dallas and the Falcon, those were the ones at night. Knots Landing, weren't those the evening soap operas? I think those were the evening ones. Oh, did you guys have the stirrup pants? Remember the stirrup pants and they had the thing to go, to go around your heels, and then and then your crotch is like a foot down from the cookie. Like it was terrible. Yes, the J.R. Ewing. Yeah, those were the night soap operas. Yes. I did like that. I loved all of the Facts of Life girls. Hey, Deputy Dane, we're talking about the 80s. Did you guys have the stuff where you wore the sequins all over everything all the time? Sequins everywhere, everywhere. And if you bought something without the sequins, then you go and buy the machine to put the sequins on it. Your parents let you stay up late to watch Who Shot JR. I got one pair of stirrup pants, y'all, and I hated them. I couldn't stand them because, if you don't get them long enough, they're hanging around the bottom of your foot, and then it pulls your pants down, and then it's way down here. Your cookies up here, and it's pulling your pants down. So you're constantly pulling. It's ridiculous. Ugh. Bedazzled. Yes, you could get the bedazzling shit, and you got to bedazzle everything. Sequins, beads, anything that shines. Yeah, they did. Oh, pop collars. Remember, you always had to have your collar up. Did you guys, the preppies, they called them the preppies. Remember when you'd wear a collared shirt and you pop it and then you have the front turned down? Pantyhose in the eggs. Yes. Shaped like an egg. Yes, the pantyhose. I always had a popped collar too, with the brightest colors I could find. and a popped collar. The Cosby Show. Yes, I liked the Cosby Show. Who? I know y'all did, but did you wear a side ponytail? I almost did that tonight. I almost put my hair in a side ponytail. Oh, I forgot. I said Happy Days already. I forgot about Three's Company. I loved Three's Company. Damn it. I mean, me and Trauma have worn side ponytails just on TikTok Live. We've worn our side ponytails just on that. Oh, I loved Night Court. But yeah, Happy Days came on, and then Laverne and Shirley would come on right after Happy Days, and then Three's Company would come on. So it was like a whole couple hours of good shows right after another. They're all good. Yes, they're all good. I loved Mork and Mindy. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, Mork and Mindy was awesome. Oh. Damn it. I'm brain farting bad tonight. Yeah. I loved having my popped collars. I loved having the popped collars. I tried to be preppy and ended up not being preppy, but I always wore side ponytails. I would wear a side ponytail. And I remember when I was younger and my hair was a little longer, my mom used to do my hair like Princess Leia. Oh, the Love Boat. Yes. The Love Boat. Do 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 do. The after school specials. Yeah, those were all good, man. I couldn't wait to get home, turn that TV on. Oh, Fantasy Island. The plane. Yes. Yes. Tattoo. That was his name. Yes. Yes. And the dances that we would have. Let's see. Michael Jackson started the moonwalk, right? And then there was break dancing. And if you remember the movie Breakin', that's how I think the break dancing came out from that movie. Yeah, Love Boat was first. Fantasy Island would come on right after that. Dialing for Dollars movie, Monday through Friday afternoons, 4 to 6. Dialing for Dollars. So would you call in to win money or something? Oh yeah, the worm. Yeah, I have that worm down here and the WAP, the Cabbage Patch. Remember the robot? I could never do the robot. Hey, Tigers. Yeah, the worm where the guy and the girls would do this on the floor. I was never able to do that. Oh, yes. Magnum PI. Yeah, who didn't have a crush on him? Yes, of course. And back then we liked the mustache, not so much now. But the break dancing, like I couldn't do that. I enjoyed watching it, but I think it was the break dancers that was wearing the parachute pants the most, wasn't it? And I enjoyed the movie Breakin'. The dance movie. I enjoyed that movie. It's been many years since I've seen it. Yes. What show did Burt Reynolds play in, like an 80s show? Was Burt Reynolds in like a show? I know Magnum PI was. Fuck, what's his name? I know y'all helping me out here. Smokey and the Bandit. Well, I know he was in Smokey and the Bandit movie with Sally Fields, right? Wasn't it that movie that he was with Sally Fields? Just the stars back then. From the Breakfast Club. Like, who doesn't? And Pretty in Pink, and she had so many freaking 80s movies. The redhead. Oh, Tom Selleck was, yes, Magnum PI. I guess Burt Reynolds wasn't really in a show. Oh yeah, David Hasselhoff in Knight Rider. I loved the car. I can't do the Molly Ringwald. Yes, I still love her to this day. Oh, you remember Archie Bunker? The bunkers and how she would run through the house. She was so freaking cute. I loved her. She played in several movies too. But Edith Bunker, yes. Edith. I think the Bunkers were the 80s, wasn't it? Oh, yes. Let me tell you a quick story about Mel's Diner. Okay. So me and Patty we have a place up in South Georgia that we go ghost hunting. And we decided to, yes, I love the fucking Golden Girls. Everybody knows that Betty White was like my favorite human. Okay, so me and Patty decided to go. We were going through this really cute town, and we wanted to know the history of it. So we pulled in to this, where you the place that you the little place that you go to find out the history of the town. So we went into there, and this lady, and Patty's just talking to her, and I'm standing there just looking. I'm just looking at her. And I'm telling you, it was Flo. Older. She had the mouth, the teeth, the talk, the accent. She walked. She was tall like that. Oh, no. It was Flo. And we walked out to the car. And, she was super nice. And I enjoyed meeting her and learning. And her house, she has a house. Kiss my grits. Yes, she has a house that's haunted, and she would love for me and Patty to come and hunt there. And I'm telling you, when we left there and walked out to the car, Patty says, she's just very familiar to me. And I went, kiss my grits. And she was like, oh, I'm telling you, it was her. I am telling you right now, it was her. Just the sound of her voice. As soon as she spoke the first few words, I was like, I know who this is. And she was telling us how her husband has passed. And anyway, it was her. I know it was fucking her. And we plan on going back there. Yes. Yeah, the show after Mel's Diner was Alice, I think. Oh, was it? Oh, that was the name of the show, Alice. And then it took place at Mel's Diner, right? Or was the show called Mel's Diner? I don't even remember. It might have been Alice. Anyway, I guarantee I met Flo, and I was so freaking excited. So we want to go back there, and I'm going to see. Like, I want to go investigate this property that she has that's haunted, and I want to like look for pictures because she's going by a different name, but I'm telling you that it's a fucking doppelganger. It was the show Alice, and they worked at Mel's Diner. Okay. Was Frasier from the 80s though? Frasier was from the 80s? I thought that was more from the 90s. Let's see, what else? Fanny packs. People still wear fanny packs though, don't they? Remember the fanny packs you would wear to carry your shit around your waist? Makes you look pregnant. I got fanny packs, water beds. Remember the water beds? Oh my God. Was the fanny packs from the 90s? Yep. Family Ties, Webster. Yep. All that. All them. And the water beds. I remember I had a water bed and then it got a leak in it and then no more water bed. It was done. I never had another one. I did have, you still use a fanny pack? They're good. They're good things. I had that motion-free waterbed too, where it had the water in it, but it didn't go. You know what I'm talking about. Frasier was the 90s. Okay. It came after Cheers. Yes. I did like the show Cheers too. Punky Brewster. Yes. All of those was from the 80s. I have covered everything on my list, y'all. And you guys were awesome and come up with so much shit that I totally forgot about, like the payphones and all. Oh my God, that was awesome. And so it was fun. I like reminiscing about, growing up. I think this was fun. So I really enjoyed it. And I'm dropping everything. Excuse me. I thank you guys so much for coming in with me tonight. And again, if you guys ever think of a funny topic, just write me and tell me. You can write me anytime, message me, tell me an idea, and I'll run with it. And I would enjoy having you guys come in with me as a guest as well. I did like Kirstie Alley. Yes. So Tanya, I'm going to have to get your little hiney up here with me one night. Tanya, y'all, Tanya, Tom, Tim, Tanya is my sister-in-law, and Tanya, Tom is my brother, and Tim is their child, which is my nephew. So she's my sister-in-law. So get ready, Tanya, one night. Excuse me. I'm going to have to get your little hiney up here with me, and we'll just sit here and be silly and have a glass of wine. So, yeah, I remember you told me that story when you met her, Tanya. Because Tanya's from way up there. I do remember Gunsmoke. And there was Ninja Turtles. I think there was a Ninja Turtle, but wasn't that, I think the Ninja Turtles was more cartoon, wasn't it? I think the Ninja Turtles was a cartoon and then they made movies out with the Ninja Turtles. Didn't they? Isn't that how that worked? Canon. I don't remember Canon. Anyway, I'm going to be on TikTok for a little bit before I get off of there. And then I'm going to get to bed. And I got so much shit I got to do tomorrow too. But yeah, Tanya, I think we'll get you up here and we'll be as silly as ever. Frank Cannon. I don't know who Frank Cannon is. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. And everything's going to lag now. My computer's acting like an ass.